Why can't we all just enjoy an ordinary life? A simple life with simple pleasures where we feel a sense of contentment on a consistent basis, where we don't measure ourselves based on what other people accomplish or compare ourselves to others. Hi, my name is Coach Steve. I'm a life coach, been coaching for 10 years. This is my full-time job. If you are interested in having a significant impact on the quality of your life, send me an email. My prices are very affordable, and I look forward to working with you. When I got involved in self-help books and motivational books at a very young age, probably about 15 years old. And I knew I wanted to be a life coach at a very young age. I even made business cards that I was going to pass out, but I lacked that sense of belief in myself at that time. And I went down the standard path where you need to get a college degree, you need to have a stable job. And basically, I gave in to the fears that people shared with me. It's like their fears became my fears. Their conditioning became my conditioning. Their brainwashing became my brainwashing. And it's very debilitating to live a life where we're coming from a place of fear that we don't want to fail. We don't want to get rejected. We don't want to look bad. We don't want to be judged. These things keep us in a tight little prison that we're not even aware we're living in. And I started realizing that, fortunately, at a young age. About 19 was when I took my first trip. And I said, you know what, it was like this strong inner calling, and I just had to listen to that voice because I knew something was wrong. Like the scenes in the Matrix where you know that the reality you're being, or the perceived reality you're being presented, is not the truth. And I'm very lucky to have been able to experience that at a young age, and more so have the courage to follow that. And I went to university for a semester, dropped out, and traveled the world. Went to university another semester or two. I'd save up as much money as I could, and then I'd do some type of adventure. I've traveled in South Africa, stayed there for about 3 months. I rode my bicycle halfway across the country by myself with all my camp gear, my tent, my cook stove. I lived in South America and traveled to Europe, backpacking. Now, that was actually my first trip. And that taught me how little we need to be happy. Now, of course, yes, you do need money to be able to travel, but I traveled very, very simply. And the thing that you learn is the things that we're conditioned in life to chase is very fleeting. So what do we chase? We chase status, we chase money, we chase material possessions, we chase approval, we chase fame. And once you have a taste of those things, you want more, because you realize they don't truly satiate. They don't make you feel a sense of completeness. They don't bring you that peace. And then you want more, your next hit, your next fix. Okay, I earned $60,000. That's not enough. I need to earn $100,000, and now that's going to be the goal. Then you earn $100,000, and then you're like, well, my friends or some of my coworkers are earning $125,000. It's this never-ending treadmill that we just can't seem to get ourselves off of. And then when you read these self-help books that talk about chase your dreams, I was reading a book today and was talking about Kobe Bryant and how Kobe Bryant had the mindset that he never was going to fail, and or not that he wasn't going to fail, but that he didn't want to fail, and it caused him to wake up at 4 a.m. and work his butt off and become one of the best NBA players that he could ever be. Or we see Facebook posts with these motivational quotes, or some of these YouTube videos. Go for it, chase your dreams, chase your goals, fight, wake up and work harder than everybody else. Will Smith even has some videos on this that I've previously commented on in past videos. It's this never-ending search for arrival. Like, one day I'm going to arrive and I'm going to feel complete when I get to the top of the mountain. And what you start to realize, a lot of these self-help books, if not the majority of them, especially the ones that aren't science-based, the rah, the cheerleading, the talking about all these success stories, make you feel inadequate, make you feel that your ordinary, boring, day-to-day life is not good enough. And you have this sense of this void, this inner void, that you need to do something. I need to do something. I need to accomplish something. I need to go conquer the world. I need to become someone so people look up to me and appreciate me, and they have awe and admiration. And then you give up a big piece of who you are because you're chasing these external goals in order to fill an internal void. And what I started realizing as I traveled, and I went to some very poor countries and poor parts of the world, and it was really interesting. I saw the poorer people, now this is not always the case, were happier than the people that had the fancy cars, the big houses, the successful careers. The simple life just won out to me. I even visited like Hare Krishnas because I just loved how a person could live so simply and still be content. Now, whether you agree with them or disagree with them, that's neither here nor there. My point is exposing yourself to alternative content that is not westernized, that is not commercialized, that does not instill in you that you are not good enough as you are, so you need to buy something, become something, achieve something. And when we're constantly exposed to that, we don't realize the damage it does and how it makes us feel small and feel inadequate and feel like we're not good enough. Then when you have that further reinforced with your peer group or your families, it's tough, man. I really struggled especially in my 20s, when I just did not want to live the typical lifestyle. I didn't want to follow the cookie cutter recipe that so many people were pushing me towards. And one of the common statements I got was, "Oh, Steve's just trying to find yourself." And when I'd go on one of my next adventures, it would be, "Oh, I hope you find yourself on this adventure. I hope you find what you're looking for." And to me, that adventure was myself. It was an expression of myself. I didn't want to live the workaday life. I didn't want to be stuck in an office. I didn't want to make a lifelong decision of what career I'm going to do for the rest of my life in my late teens or early 20s. I just didn't know. I just wanted to have adventure, and there was an inner calling in me to go chase that. And fortunately, I was exposed to some really good books like Dove, A Walk Across America. There's another one where a woman rode her bicycle all around the world. And those books, I can't remember the name of it, but those books just really inspired me to go travel. Now, I'm not saying that this is your calling. What I am saying is find out what your inner voice, where it's guiding you towards. When you are able to discover it in its naked form without all the contamination of cultural influence, peer influence, and like I said, family influence. Now that is really difficult to do because we are a product of our environment. There's just no way to get around it. And I wanted to pull myself, remove myself from that environment so I could be exposed to alternative lifestyles, alternative ways of living, alternative people, alternative food, alternative cultures, and say, oh, and pick and choose. I really like this from this culture, the way these people live. And then add that to my personality and find out what I wanted. And what we are taught to chase, it kind of leads to a dead end. With this, like I said, the commercialized version and the whole self-help industry. When I'm coaching clients, I have been doing this for 10 years. I have never had a client contact me and say, Steve, you know what? I really want to be content. I really want to be satisfied. Or they admire someone that's not a Bill Gates or Elon Musk. I really want to live like my next door neighbor who has a very good relationship with his wife. He's a great father, great role model. He's very kind. And there's nothing that stands out that would make him stand out. He's just a regular, ordinary guy. And when did that become unacceptable in our society? Why have we been so conditioned to compare ourselves to others and feel like we have to become someone? And becoming someone is like having a beacon of light shining out of our foreheads that grabs the attention of other people. It's really about getting in touch, spending a lot of time in silence, in stillness, in contemplation. It doesn't have to be meditation, but just unplugging your mind, staring at a wall, going to a park bench. That was one of my greatest loves and still is. It's just sitting and just being. And it's a listening meditation. Let that voice bubble to the surface and tap into it and see where it's guiding you without the contamination of the fears or without the contamination of the comparison and the underlying conformity that most of our lives entail. Just listen to that voice and then start taking small little steps towards that. So I started just small little weekend getaways. You don't have to sell all your things and travel the world. You can just go camping for the weekend. Go on a hike for the day. Go explore some place in your city or in the surrounding areas. Expose yourself to new foods. All these things. Read a book that you normally wouldn't read. Talk to people that you normally wouldn't have talked to. You don't need to move mountains in order to have a real fulfilling and rewarding life. Just keep it really simple and listen to it and then write it down. Write down what that voice is telling you and then trust it. But the most important thing is, I always say this, is have the courage to follow it. It takes so little to be content. It takes so little to be satisfied and be happy. Some of my greatest joys don't even cost money. Not most of my greatest joys. I love to read. It really opens a whole new world that I've never been exposed to. I love watching documentaries. I love going for walks with my dog. I mean, that is just seeing her sniff everything and just get so excited at just the simplest things, or looking around and seeing how much joy she gets when she goes out for a walk. Doing something creative, playing music, creating an art piece. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, and somehow we've been falsely led to believe that it has to be groundbreaking. It has to be something that you can post on Facebook, that you can put up on Instagram that people will admire you. And then you give away your power because you're doing things based on what you feel like other people will approve of, or it would increase your status. I'm telling you, give all that up and you're free. You're really, really free. It's like an art form. Like, how little do I need to be happy? How can I find simple joys on a daily basis? And this is a really nice side benefit, is when I read a lot or some of these self-help books, or hear about or watch some of these YouTube videos about go become someone, I don't feel that calling, because when you're content with your life, you don't need to make these dramatic changes. You don't need to make extreme sacrifices to get to the top of the mountain. You're like, hey, where I'm at, the view is beautiful here. Let me enjoy it and appreciate it. And that, to me, as a coach, is one of the greatest gifts to be able to share with a client, is learning how to be satisfied with life, with your life, where you are. Now, this doesn't mean not to set goals, not to develop good habits, not to have a growth mindset. It doesn't mean all that. But what it does mean is we're not chasing those things and then saying, when I get those things, I will be satisfied. I'll be at peace. I'll feel confident. I'll feel good about myself. People will like me. And when you're content with your life as it is, another really nice benefit is it removes a lot of the fears and anxieties that we normally have. For example, social anxiety is, I want to say the right thing. I feel real awkward. I said something awkward and now I'm embarrassed. Will these people like me? Oh, there's a girl or a boy that I want to go talk to, but I'm too shy because I might come across the wrong way or they might reject me. You just don't care as much about it because you're not as invested in outcomes, because you're on a solid foundation. And the foundation is just contentment. I'm content with my life as it is. Oh man, it's just such a beautiful place to be. It's not this overnight transformation where you're suddenly enlightened. It's just a lifestyle where you're taking consistent steps on appreciating and having gratitude for the life that you have now and being present. We're so busy chasing things or looking to the future, and we miss all these just amazing present moments. I was today at an outdoor cafe and it started raining and I'm getting wet and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is just such a beautiful moment. Just like feeling, it was a little bit hot and feeling the rain coming down on me. And it's all that we seek is right here. Like all we need is right here. And if we just calibrate that properly, it's amazing how much peace and how the anxiety and the need for addictions, it just kind of evaporates, or at least doesn't have such a strong grip on you. Anyways, I would love your comments down below of what some of your simple pleasures are, what things that bring you joy, the simple things that bring you joy, and any other things that you'd like to add to the video, even constructive feedback on the video of how you think that I can improve these videos. And if you'd like me to do something different in the videos, it's really appreciated. I want to help to grow the channel and make videos that subscribers and viewers want and appreciate. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, if you did like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you want future videos. And until next time. Bye-bye.